Hi everyone! New York is a city of neighborhoods. Each neighborhood has its own unique character. Pick a neighborhood, see a little of its history, see a few movie locations that filmed there, but to save time, it helps to know what restaurant to go to and what to order that is recommended by a local. I live in Manhattan for almost 17 years now, and I'm sharing why I continue to love living here. This is what my channel is about. I just got off Christopher Street using the 1 train.
But you can also take ACE or BDFM going to West 4th Station. As soon as you get out of the Christopher Station, you're gonna see Big Gay Ice Cream Shop, and it's so easy to spot it because it's going towards Grove Street, and right across Big Gay Ice Cream, it's Jekyll and Hyde. So you can see I got off this station, you walk towards this nail spa, and there you go, towards Grove. I'm now going to enter Bedford Street.
Now that we're in Bedford Street, I want to show you 75 and a half, which is the narrowest house in the whole of New York City. It's only 8 feet wide inside, and this house was built in 1873 during the smallpox epidemic. Pulitzer poet Edna St. Vincent Millay wrote her poem, The Ballad of the Harp Weaver, in this house. In 1923, Cary Grant and John Barrymore stayed at the house while performing at the Cherry Lane. It changed hands since then, but 75 and a half actually still stands. And even if it's skinny and slender, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, 4 wood-burning fireplaces, and look how skinny that is, original exposed beams, and a fully finished lower-level retreat. They just put this on market 20 days ago in August 2021 for $4.9 million. We are now going to 90 Bedford Street, and that address may not sound familiar to you, but this is the exterior of the TV show Fred's apartment building. This is a walk-up building, no elevator. There are 22 apartments in this building where we are going, and these days you can rent a 1-bedroom apartment in this building for $3,200 per month. You could live in the same building that Monica, Joey, Rachel, and Chandler lived in. But they did explain that it was actually a rent-controlled apartment that Monica took over from her grandmother. When you say rent control, it means the city controls the rental price of the apartment to make it affordable for low-income earners in the city. What's also interesting is the house across is 17 Grove Street, which was sold in May 2021 for $8.25 million. It was built in 1822 and is the oldest wood frame house in Greenwich Village. It has central air and an elevator. It has 4 beds and 3 baths. And across the backyard is a separate 2-story house with its own entrance and address, which is 100 Bedford Street. The separate house is perfect for guests or as a rental unit. I'm going to be discreet, so I'm going to take a selfie on the corner of Grove and Bedford because I want you to see Grove Court, which is hard to find and easy to miss. There is a hidden small iron gate behind one of the trees. It is an urban sanctuary of mid-19th century vernacular row houses. There is a narrow alley that leads to back houses that don't front on the street, but instead stands in the back of houses that face the street and can only be accessed through a small gate with a private key. This is Grove Court. Built in 1848 when local grocer owner Samuel Cox built it to house tradesmen. Back then, it was a humble abode for those with modest means, but decades later, it's a private hideaway and secluded homes for the wealthy. I will go on walking on Grove Street, going towards Bleecker. But look at this, Buvette. This is a very famous brunch place in this neighborhood. But the line is always long. It's very hard to get a seat because they only have 12 tables here. It's at 42 Grove Street. The restaurant is called Buvette. It's a French restaurant with some Italian flavor, but basically it's French. It's on the corner of Bleecker and Grove. Look at that line. I want to go back, but I hope there's no more line. So let's just keep walking towards Bleecker. This is their Fifth Avenue in the village. So if you want to shop around here, you go to Bleecker. We are now in Perry Street, so let's take a closer look at Carrie Bradshaw's New York home. While the brownstones here look similar, this 64 Perry Street is particularly iconic for the Sex and the City fans. It is best known for being Carrie Bradshaw's home during the first 3 seasons of Sex and the City. It is a 3-story townhouse located between West 4th and Bleecker Street. There's also a 280-year-old white horse chestnut tree here. However, please note that this neighborhood values privacy, so I try to be discreet when taking pictures or videos of their home. The last record when 64 Perry Street was sold was in 2013 for $13.25 million. Wow, these brownstones are gorgeous. It's like I'm walking back in time from the old world century. It's just so gorgeous. I have to go back to Christopher Station because I want to show you Stonewall Inn. Stonewall Inn is a gay bar and recreational tavern in the Greenwich Village. This was the site of the riots of 1969, which is the most important event that led to the gay liberation movement and LGBT rights in the United States. The inn operated between 1967 and 1969 and was located at 51 to 53 Christopher Street between 7th Avenue South and Waverly Place. A series of violent demonstrations by members of the gay community against a police raid took place in the early morning of June 28, 1969 at the Stonewall Inn. After the uprising, Stonewall Inn went out of business. The buildings are both part of the New York City Landmarks Preservation Commission's Greenwich Village Historic District, designated in April of 1969. I am now in Jefferson Market Courthouse, located on 6th Avenue between 8th and 10th Streets. It was built in 1876, made of brick and limestone. It is currently a branch of New York Public Library System. It was voted as the 5th most beautiful buildings in America by a national poll of architects in 1885. But in 1950, it faced demolition. But the residents of the village rallied to save it by raising money to restore the clock at top of the building. Then the village defended to preserve the whole structure of the courthouse and was successful in reusing it as a branch of New York. I am now walking on West 9th Street on the way to Washington Square Park. And why am I walking here? It's because first, I know it's a very beautiful block. And second is because there is a townhouse, a single family townhouse that I know is now on market for sale here. So I also want to pass by. Yeah, okay, so we're here, 33 West 9th Street. This is the townhouse, which is like 35 wide single family. The building itself is 17 foot wide, and it's really ideally located in the heart of Greenwich Village. So this 33 West 9th Street is now on market for $8.5 million. It has 8 beds and 6 baths, and it's really centrally located in the Greenwich Village. It's all the shops and restaurants are right at your doorstep. It's near Washington Square Park. It's near NYU. It's near Jefferson Market Garden. Everything is at your doorstep. Oh, I see NYU all over, so I know that we are already very near Washington Square Park. Wait, but this one is Washington Muse, and this is a favorite of all Instagrammers and TikTok. Washington Muse is a private gated street in New York City between 5th Avenue and University Place, just north of Washington Square Park. Washington Muse is part of the 18th century, which was a large farm owned by Captain Robert Richard Randall. These were 2-story private stables that serviced homes in the area. Richard Randall was a sea captain, and after he passed away, he left his estate where the Muse is and the adjoining blocks to Sailor's Snug Harbor, with a request to build homes for the elderly and destitute sailors. However, the Muse was leased out instead, and the proceeds of the lease was used to build the homes in Staten Island. The Muse was developed for other real estate purposes. In 1881, to distinguish Washington Muse from the public, New York City's Department of Public Works ordered the construction of Washington Muse gates at each end. And then around 1950, New York University leased out most of the entire property and gradually converted the buildings along the Muse into offices and faculty housing. It may seem that anyone could just pass through the Muse, but please remember that this is a private property, and NYU has the lease since 1949 and is using it for residential, academic, and business purposes. We are now entering Washington Square Park, which was a farmland until 1797, when New York purchased the fields to the east of Minetta. It was used mainly for burying unknown people when they died. But when New York went through yellow fever epidemic in the early 19th century, most of those people who died from yellow fever were also buried here, safely away from town as a hygienic measure. In 1826, the city bought the land west of Minetta Creek. The square was laid out and leveled, and it was turned into Washington Military Parade Ground. In 1889, to celebrate the centennial of George Washington's inauguration as President of the United States, a large plaster and wood memorial arch was erected over 5th Avenue, just north of the park. During excavations for the eastern part of the arch, human remains, a coffin, a gravestone dated to 1803 were uncovered 10 feet below ground level. Washington Square Park now is a public park in the Greenwich Village. It is an icon as well as a hangout place. The park is an open space and the center of cultural activity. The park was featured extensively in the 2007 film I Am Legend. The park served also as a battleground for Iron Man, Spider-Man at the beginning of 2018 film Avengers: Infinity War. Do you remember Harry Met Sally? Okay, so this was where Harry was dropped off to carry his luggage, and the arch in Washington Square Park gave it the New York City visual impact. I'm now on the way to MacDougal. It's normal for, New York to say, "I'll see you at MacDougal," because it's an eating place. And even when I haven't seen someone in a year or two, a friend of mine, I will bump into them sometimes in MacDougal. And I'll tell you exactly what to eat in MacDougal and where to eat. So let's go. Mamoun's falafel. Of course, you have to try their falafel, and you have to try also their shawarma. This is my first meal for the day, so this is so good. It's so crunchy on the outside, but it's so soft on the inside. This is less than $10. This is Minetta Tavern, and this for me is the best burger, the Black Label burger, and probably the most expensive burger because it's like $36 plus tax plus tip. It's about $50. Okay, here I'm going to get my banana and strawberry crepe to go. Okay, this is Artichoke Pizza, and it's Artichoke Pizza. All you're gonna get here is just Artichoke Pizza. And do not leave MacDougal without trying the Artichoke Pizza. So I'm also, sometimes there's a long line in Artichoke Pizza. So if you have a chance to try it, just try it. I got this to go. It's a really huge slice, so it's $9. Cafe Y is also here, and this is a live music in New York City 7 nights a week, and many music legends such as Bob Dylan, Jimi Hendrix, and Bruce Springsteen, when they were not known yet, have all graced the stage at Cafe Y. So this club continues to host the best up-and-coming talents and house bands in New York City. Okay, this is Pomme Frites, which is like Belgian fries. So if you want to try different sauce for your fries, this is the place to go. You just try it. Okay, Saigon Shack. You can try their banh mi, but this place is always full. You can try their grilled lemon chicken banh mi, their spicy brisket sandwich, or their grilled pork chop. Those are good. From Minetta Lane and 6th Avenue, I'm actually going to Joe's Pizza because I like the artichoke in Artichoke Pizza, but I like the Pepperoni Pizza in Joe's Pizza. But I have to go back to Minetta Tavern because that's where I'm going to meet my friends for dinner. So I'll see you there. Minetta Tavern dates back to 1937 when it originally opened in Greenwich Village. People come here for the Black Label burger. And why pay $36 for a burger plus tip and tax? Because it's the Holy Grail burger. Hands down, one of the most delicious burgers. You need to reserve a table a month before, at least, because reservations here are hard to come by. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe so I can make more videos for you. And if you want to watch my other videos, just go to Connie Loves NYC. I'll see you soon. Bye!